In this video, we're going to tackle the replacing of all four wheel sensors, your ABS sensors or your speed sensors, on your BMW 328, your E90. Now, this is part of a series of me trying to save this car from going to the junkyard, and this is how I found the car. It was dead, but I got it up and running, and now I'm just tackling all the things that are coming up on my scanner, and this is one of them, ABS sensors. So let's get started. I'll put a link to these below. They're from Amazon. Yes, they're cheap. Yes, they're aftermarket, but I've used them plenty of times, and they work fine, so you can save money by buying these. I do have a lift, which makes this job pretty easy for me, but it's completely doable with a jack and some jack stands. This job is actually really easy. The only part that can be challenging is a rusted or corroded bolt. And these use hex head bolts. I'll put a link to them below. If they strip out, you can always step up one size with a Torx head socket. You just tap them in slightly with a small hammer and get in there and back it out. But once you back these things out, you're just going to pry them out. If they're stuck, you can use a small little pry bar to pop them out. This is the rear one. I'm not going to go through steps of taking off the wheels. You should know how to do that if you're tackling this. Like I said, easy job. Basically, you want to pull these out, clean up that area, and route the cabling exactly where the original one goes. That's what's important here, because these things move around and you don't want the cable to rub and break through. You don't want it to catch on anything. So you're going to follow that through, put it through all the clamps, and then lock it into place in the connector. For the rear sensors, the connectors are located behind this fender liner here. It's felt. And it's one 10mm nut that nylon nut that you're going to back that out. And you can just kind of peel it up and get to it. And these connectors are keyed, so you can't put them in the wrong way. And they do have little gaskets on them, little O-rings on them, so they seal up pretty well. Just make sure that you fully seat them and you hear the click. Some of the old ones, the connector, the little tab will break, so you don't get that click. But as long as it's really jammed in there nice and tight and that O-ring seals, it'll be fine. Plus, it sits into a bracket that doesn't allow the connector to move around too much. So it's pretty good once you have it in there. Before you go through with the installation, open up your new one and put it side by side with your OEM and make sure it's the actual correct one. You don't want to put the wrong one in there, and that can happen when you buy things off of Amazon. These are pretty good to go, so I'll keep going. I like to start these by doing the sensor first, pushing it in, make sure it's seated firmly. You really can't screw this up because the hole only matches on one side, and then just have it finger tight. With that in place, you can start routing the cable. Just follow along the original line. There's going to be a few little plastic clips. You can use a small flat screwdriver to pop them open. If you have caveman hands like mine, they can just pop open just by using your thumb. Sometimes there is a metal bracket with like a open half circle, half C-shaped circle that the little stress relief plastic of the new cabling will snap into. You'll see that later. So just route this through the way the other one is, and then you can get up to that connector. With the 10mm nut removed, you can peel up this connector and you'll see the connector sitting, it snaps into a little housing there. So you pop it out, you push the new connector in, and then you'll snap it back into place. After that, put the liner back in place and replace the nut. Repeat that process for the other side, then work your way to the front. The front's a little bit different. The way it picks up, there's a reluctor ring on that axle shaft that it picks up versus the rear, which is a tone ring that's connected to the bearing. Also, the connector is in a waterproof case that is easily accessible. So, same process. Remove the old one, put the new one back in, hand tighten it, route the cabling up, pop open that little black box, which you can use a small screwdriver for, or just your fingers. Again, you want to make sure, compare your new ones to your existing ones, that they are the correct sensor. Get them into place, hand tighten them, and start to route. Now, here's an example of a stripped hex head bolt. The inside portion rounded out, but all I did was take a slightly larger Torx head socket, tap it in a tiny bit, and this will come right out. And it's strong enough where we can just reuse it, put it back in. With the center mounted and hand tight, we can start to route this cabling. So just like the rears, we're going to route this cabling in the same place that the original cabling is. Follow the line, make sure it's in the plastic clips. In the front here, this is what I was talking about, those half circle shaped brackets, and the new cabling will have a corresponding plastic piece that will snap into it. Follow that routing along up to the connector, remove the old one, snap the new one into place, make sure it's fully seated. Then this entire connector can snap into this black box. You close that and then you're done. Don't forget to go back and tighten down all your sensors. I like leaving them hand tight at first just in case you have to remove anything. But once you're done, tighten them down and this job is complete. Something to do while your wheels are off. Go ahead and take a wire wheel or even just a wire brush and clean up these hubs a little bit. No reason to leave them crusty looking. Also, I noticed when reassembling, this wheel hub is shot. So that's the next video in this series. Even though I've got lots of things to tackle, they've been really inexpensive, and this car is turning out to be a really good buy for me. So check out that next video. I'll put a link below. I like making these videos to show how easy it is to do some of these things on your own, and of course to save a ton of money while doing it. I'll put links below to some of the products or tools I've used, and if you use my links, I will earn a whole 17 cents.